Hello guys, Guru here. If you're new to the channel or enjoy the content, feel free to subscribe and stay tuned for more top-notch podcast reviews of your favorite series. Peace. What's up, people? Welcome to GEEK Yogurt Stranger Things Season 1, Season Finale, Episode 8. Let's get it. Man, oh my gosh, man. This yeah, I have to give it to it, man. I think this was the best episode of the season. This had everything in it. We know the kids, we had a great little coming of age moment with Elle and Mike. He invites her to the school dance called something like the Snowball or something. And he tried to explain like he's trying to tell her like maybe his parents gonna be able to keep Elle and after everything's over with, said, the spray. He was explaining relationships to her and stuff, and so he almost put himself in friend zone because she was like, "Oh, so I'm gonna be your sister and you'll be my brother." He's like, "No." He's like, "No, not like that." He explained the whole dynamic to her and stuff like that. It was cool, and he was fumbling and stuff, man. I was like, "Come on, Mike, get your game together, brother." So he finally just went ahead with him like a pimp. Got stole a kiss from her and stuff, man. So I'm like, it was cool, man. It was real sweet. And so he sees some lights in the window, goes out, finds out that the agents are there because Harper had gave them up. He gave the location to Elle up in exchange for being able to go through the portal, go through the upside down to see if they can find Will. Because the laboratory, Bremer, didn't really want. They really want Elle. That's the most important thing. And so he pretty much said, well, you let us go about this. And it was kind of dirty in a way because I guess he doesn't really care about Elle, but he does care about Will and Will's mother and stuff like that. And it flashes back and we learn his story. He was once married and he had a daughter and she got cancer and pretty much died. And for a minute I thought like, whoa, maybe she was his daughter. Because Elle was his daughter, because the kid was bald headed, but it's not. It wasn't. It was just a whole separate little girl. But which was sad, and he doesn't really want somebody else to go through what he went through and losing the child, because it destroyed his marriage, and now his wife just moved on with another marriage, has had another child, I think. So he's pretty much still like the only thing that's left behind from that whole situation. So you feel pretty bad for Hopper, man. He's a good guy, man. But I did kind of like the way he kind of gave up Elle, though. That was dirty business, though. But it is what it is. And Nancy and Jonathan set up traps to get revenge on the monster in Joyce's house, and they go through. Steve shows up because he's trying to make amends for what he did to Nancy and stuff. We saw him clean off the graffiti he put about calling her a slut and stuff on the movie theater poster or whatever, advertisements. And we saw him have a little fight with his little goons, those two people, and so he's pretty much turned over a new leaf, and he's seeing that he was wrong, and he's pretty much apologizing to Jonathan and Nancy, and the monster comes in there. And he's kind of thrown off because he don't know what the hell's going on. They're fighting the monster. They're shooting it, man. And get caught in the bear trap. And just when Nancy's about to get her ass ate up, good old Steve came out of nowhere, man, with a spiked bat and was beating the monster down, man. I was like, he was twirling the bat. So I was like, okay, where you get all these fighting skills, man? Also, he turned like some kind of kung fu monk, man, was spinning the bat in his hand and stuff, man. I was like, get out of here. But Steve came through, man. Y'all give him props, man. He did his thing, man. If it wasn't, Nancy would have got killed. And they had him in the bear trap, man, and they torched it, man. They torched this monster. He got caught on fire, but he still escaped. And during the melee, we see that Joyce and Hopper inside the Inside Now world, and we found out that the environment of Upside Down is actually toxic to human beings. That's why they have to use the hazmat suits. So Will has been stuck in that upside down dimension, just breathing in this toxic environment this whole time. So that's pretty much is why he's also sickly, but sick looking. But when we find him, because we saw like last episode, the monster actually broke through his fort, But they find Will. He's hooked up to some kind of slimy thing with the some kind of slug thing down his throat, and I don't know what that's for. I guess the same thing maybe Nancy might have had or something. Not Nancy, but Barb might have had. I don't know. That upside down dimension is crazy. Because we also saw after the fight with the with the whatever that creature is, Nancy, Jonathan, and Steve, Jonathan could sense his mother there because the light started glowing, and she can actually feel his presence. So it's some kind of deep connection there. It's like space is kind of like, you're occupying the same space at the same time, kind of whatever. Y'all in the vicinity of each other. They can feel each other in a way, but they can't see each other or physically touch each other, which is kind of cool. And you see that, man. And Hopper performs CPR. They pull the slug thing out of Will's esophagus, and he's dying. And Harper performs CPR and give him oxygen stuff, and they bring him back, and they get him out of the dimension. With that being said, we see on the other end where the kids are fighting off the agents and stuff. They're just covered, man. Agents are everywhere, man. And yo, this was crazy. Elle came through and just, I don't know what she did. I don't know if she made their brains explode or she crushed their brains inside of their skull or what, man. But she just killed these agents, like a whole group of them, just by thinking, man. It was just, like I said, that was one of the illest parts of this episode, man. She concentrated, even and they always make the right kind of soundtrack at the right time with them. That was just badass. The way she looked, nose bleeding, like she's concentrating. And the way they filmed that with the light in the background, it's like everything had stopped. It's like she had stopped time, and she was like the only one that was moving. Like she was in her own little world while they was on the outside world. And I don't know, man. It's like she froze time almost, and like she just crushed their brains, and man, they all died, man. They bleeding from the eyes, ears, and nose, man. All the agents just dropped dead, and she just falls out, man. She's taxed, man. This girl is, Elle was a beast, man. She just got out of a hyperbolic chamber, like it's DBZ. She's got out of the whatever little chamber, deprivation tank thing. She's gonna eat, and she's still giving them everything she's got, man. And they get called. Then the creature comes through the wall, and I'm thinking like, how is this thing doing this? I don't understand. And then on top of that, we saw with the fight inside of Joyce's house, they burnt the creature up, and they had shot it, they had burned it, they beat it with a spike bat, they got his foot caught up in the bear trap, and yet the wall cracks open, and it comes through the crack. It comes through that crack. So when I'm trying to figure out when Elle used her abilities on those agents, did that make the creature, did it like open another, since she used so much power, did that open up another portal inside of the school in order for the creature to come through? And this creature looked like it was brand new, like nothing was wrong with it. So it was like, was this creature another creature, or was it the same one that was just fighting inside of Joyce's house? And if it did, it should have had a lot more battle damage than what it did. And they're shooting this thing with all kind of weird, crazy automatic weapons, man, and it still gets loose and jumps on Brenner. So like they're supposed to be, it seemed like he got killed, but they never showed him again. They never showed him get killed, and they never showed him again afterwards. So it's not confirmed that he is dead. It looked like he got killed, but it is what it is. And then later on, inside the classroom, the creature attacks the crews. It cracked Dustin, Mike, Lucas, and they're fighting off with a slingshot, throwing rocks at it, and it opens his mouth. It opens his mouth, and Dustin shoots a rock right down his throat, and it goes flying back, man. Like boom, hits the wall like it was a magical rock. That last rock was magical, and the way he did it, it was like in slow motion. Like he pulled the slingshot extra far back and let it go. So when he hit him, it was like he was going flying back. It actually makes a crater inside the chalkboard. We looked, and he was looking like, damn, did that rock do all of that? But we looked, it was actually Elle became conscious again, and she's the one that made it fly back. And she's walking up on it, and Mike tries to stop her. She even slings back Mike, like sit your little punk ass down. You can't do nothing anyway. So she's holding him against the chalkboard. I'm thinking, and she's just willing his power. She's on E. Like I said, she's drained. She's done. She don't have nothing left, and she still has this much level of power to hold off this monster. And but then the weird thing was, this monster looked like it was the one that was inside of Joyce's house, because it looked like it had damage on it. It looked like it was burned up and beat all up, because it was almost like it was bleeding or something. And it didn't like the one that attacked them inside of the hallway, that attacked the agents and attacked Bremer. It was like a whole totally different monster. That's just me, because one looked more lighter than the other. This one looked dark skinned and all beat up. And when she held against the wall, it was just sitting there like it couldn't move. And I mean, she pinned it. She said, it was just a touching scene. It was powerful because it was sad. At the same time, you can actually see the ability that Elle possesses. And she tells Mike goodbye, and he's just laying there with just tears running down his face. And the other two guys are just watching her do her thing. And she like, it's gonna put an end to it. And she starts screaming, and she just makes this thing explode, which is weird. It was kind of a weird scene, because at one point it looks like the creature actually disintegrated into ashes, but before then it looked like stuff was coming out of it. So I'm thinking, like, is that something escaping from the actual creature? Because then when it actually like explodes, and she like turns into like this like black ash with it, and they both disappear. And it's kind of weird. And then you see the Harper, like Will's okay in the hospital. They tell the story, and Mike's still kind of sad because he misses Elle. That was his little girlfriend, man. His little first kiss and everything. So it was kind of sad that to get his friend back with Will, he had to lose another friend. So it was kind of touchy. He ended up losing something in the end, and it's kind of weird how other little boys are oblivious to it, but I guess they didn't have the same kind of relationship with Elle like he did. And even him, he seemed kind of happy, because it said a couple of months later they were playing games. I guess kids bounce back faster, but we also see the Harper gets picked up by the agents, and he reluctantly get in the car with them, and he drives off. I thought we were gonna kill him, but we found out at the end of the show is that he's dropping off Egos into the a little drop box inside of the woods. So we know Elle's alive somewhere. Something's going on. And who else eat Egos? You know what I'm saying? But so of course season 2 has been confirmed. So Elle's got to come back. So she is the star of the show. To me, she is. But another thing was with the whole relationship with Steve. I was shocked that they actually let Nancy stay with Steve. And she's together with Steve, and they're cool with Jonathan and everything. Jonathan goes home to Joyce and Will, and everybody's cool, having a good time. And Will goes to the bathroom. We saw the scene, and he coughs up a slug thing, and it goes down the drain. And then he actually looks into the mirror, and he sees it turns like the upside down. So I'm thinking, like, did he get some kind of... That's what I was thinking, like, so when I saw that creature get destroyed by 11, did that thing, the little things, would I like these little wormy slug things, was I escape from them? Or that was just ash, and it was just like, I guess, bad CGI. It was all just ash, and wasn't nothing actually coming out of the creature. And is it more than one creature? So there's a lot of questions here, man. And what kind of link does Will still have to the creature or that dimension? So season 2 is going to be very interesting, but great episode, 10 out of 10. I love this show. I'm going to be hyped up for season 2. I'm ready for it right now. Tell me what y'all thoughts was in the comment section. Don't forget to like and share. This is the Guru. Oh, stay tuned. I'm going to be doing a full season review of the first season, so be on the lookout for this. Be on the lookout for that, rather. Peace.